your guys. They need to hear him. I don't know whose it is. Oh. Jennifer, where? I'll call you up. You should be over there. That's my family over there. There's a lot of hat ads here tonight. Hello, everyone. We closed all the bars to get your attention. Let me know if it worked. Who's ordering a drink right now? Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you. We're celebrating democracy here at this garden brunch today. And I would be remiss not to begin by thanking our co-hosts. Hey guys, I spent the weekend with Woody Harrelson and I lost my voice. So you gotta really keep it quiet this year. This is my voice coming back from the weekend. Okay, thank you so much. Again, I would like to start by thanking our co-host, Kevin Sheeky. He was here today. For those who didn't see him, I'm sorry you missed him. Stephanie Rule, Gail King, Dan Myers, Kelly McCormick, Teresa Carlson. Where are you, Teresa? Thank you, Teresa. Franco Nushezi, and of course, Craig Manassian. David Adler is back. You can't ask for more than that. And ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get really quiet so we can appropriately thank Mark and Sally Hine for letting us use their house.
Wait, Mark, before you start. Yeah. Could you guys please use your inside voices? We are here to honor Tammy. Just out of respect for Tammy, could we please do that after all these years? I'm not talking to the people on the other side of the room, but all of us right here, could we just please use our inside voices and give our attention to you, Mark?
Thank
Bravo.
You, Gail King, everyone. Let's hear it for Gail. And in all seriousness, we have a short program this year, but we're going to talk about a lot of important things, so we do appreciate everyone's attention. First of all, thank you, Tammy, for everything. We love Tammy. On behalf of Sally and I want to welcome you to our house. And I think many of you know this is the 30th anniversary of the Garden Brunch. And I want to talk about the Garden Brunch, but first, just for some people don't know the history of this house. This house actually originally was settled in 1785 by Thomas Beale, who acquired 60 acres at the top of Georgetown, overlooking the port of Georgetown, which was actually the industrial center of the city. I see the mayor, who's confirming my history of Washington, Mayor Bowser. And since that time, there was a long string of prominent people who owned the house. In 1928, a man named Wild Bill Donovan bought the house, and in 1942 started the OSS, which is the predecessor to the CIA here. And then Katharine Graham bought it in 1946 and hosted every president from Harry Truman to George W. Bush. So the house has a real history of being a center of civic and social life in Washington. We bought it, and then almost 10 years ago, we had our wedding here, which was one of the most special nights of our lives. And then 8 years ago, Tammy and I had a conversation about moving another Washington institution to this house, the Garden Brunch. And we started it 8 years ago, I believe. And it's been incredible. And it's an annual event that we all look forward to. We have created so many memories here. And I just want to say a few words about Tammy. If you guys give me your attention for 1 second about Tammy. Thank you. So Tammy has poured her heart and soul into this event for the last 30 years. And everyone, when you talk about Tammy, you hear force of nature, boundless energy. But for the people who know her best, you know her as that friend who will always be there for you. And she has a spirit of generosity that it's really true. She has a spirit of generosity that underpins this event and is infused in everything that she touches. And it's why this event and everything Tammy does is so special and means so much to us. When you think about life in your community, there are certain people that you can't imagine that community without, your life without. And for so many of us in Washington, Tammy, you are one of those people. And so today, on the 30th anniversary of the Garden Brunch, the hosts, where are our hosts? They're all over here. Tammy, one of the things about this property is many of these trees have been here since Thomas Beale settled the house in 1785. And in your honor, we are going to plant this cherry tree, which is a Yoshino cherry tree from Japan, the kind of tree that you see throughout Washington as a symbol of friendship. So Tammy, your legacy and the memories you've created here will live in eternity right here in this property. So with that, let's hear it for Tammy Haddad.
Thank you, Mark. I am overwhelmed. Thank you, all the co-hosts. You guys are such great partners in crime and good times and always advocating for good causes. I'm really overwhelmed. But I'm going to keep going because we have some very special people here today. And there were some words, hey guys, this is really the important stuff. So at the Time 100 party, my friend Stephanie Rule told me that Steven Spielberg said something that I want to quote. Thank you. Thank you. That's not a member of my family. Are you guys listening? And that's why we invite the military. Okay, news is as important as water, food, and sleep. News is as important as water, food, and sleep. It feeds our democracy. We want to begin by thanking all the journalists. And Tamara Keith is here somewhere. All the White House correspondents, give them a hand, guys. Come on. They're working really, really hard. And there's some other people here today that are doing extraordinary work. We're calling it Team Democracy. And I know many of us today are thinking of the Wall Street Journal's Evan Gershkovich, who's being held in Russia by the Russian government, of course. And in fact, today, can you guys please listen? It's been 1 month since the anniversary of his arrest. So Wall Street Journal has asked us all to send the hashtag #IStandWithEvan. I ask you guys to do that. I think it's really important. Everyone's here that's in town, cares about issues. You can do something, you should do that. Okay, there are other journalists here who fought for their lives. Jennifer Griffin, where's Jennifer? Jennifer Griffin. She has brought 4 members of the Save Our Allies team that went in and rescued Benjamin Hall in Ukraine, Fox reporter. Thank God he's doing better. Where are you guys? Where are you? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I know Ukraine is on everyone's mind, and I would now like to invite the Ukrainian ambassador. Where are you? There she is, Oksana Makarova. She has done so much to fight for democracy, and she's going to recognize another fighter for democracy with the presentation.
Thank you so much. I hope I can be loud enough to. All right.
Hold on. We are so honored to have the Ukrainian ambassador speak that before she does, I want to remind all of these people here, the scores of people here who wrote everyone on this host committee emails this week. Can you get me invited to Tammy's brunch? Can you get my coworker invited to Tammy's brunch? Can you get my ex-girlfriend's brother's friend's brother invited to the brunch? Because I just love Tammy so damn much. All of you, I know, are standing in the back. And Tammy Haddad worked so hard to make this day so extraordinary on a weekend that matters, because this weekend is about democracy. It's about good government. But more than anything, it is about decency. So before we have the honorable Ukrainian ambassador speak, please be quiet or go home.
First of all, it's such an honor to be here and pleasure, Tammy. I don't know how you do it, but every time you do it the way nobody can do better events than you. Thank you. Second, I would like to take this opportunity to thank every journalist who is here with us, and also call on freeing not only Ivan, but everyone who's held in Russia or in other places. Without you guys, we would not be able to fight like we fight, because your voices, your cameras, your courage to show the truth is irreplaceable, not only in the times of war, but also in times of peace. You also hold all of us government officials accountable. Thank you for that. But it's my pleasure to do something special today, and I have an award here, a very special Garden Brunch Award, which I want to give to a wonderful person, to a person who I call friend, to Liv Schreiber, someone who you all know as a brilliant actor, a person that we all adore and all are in your fan club, Liv. But also, I don't know whether all of you know that Liv is Ukrainian by birth. His grandfather was Ukrainian, and we're giving this award to him not because of his celebrity status and not because of his achievement as a celebrity, but because of how he uses that in order to give back to his country of his grandparents, and make a difference. I don't know whether you saw him, but I literally cried when I saw Liv. Please come here. When I saw Liv on the first days after Russia reinvaded us again, after starting the war in 2014, but reinvaded us last February. It was Liv who was literally volunteering, cooking, and feeding people in Poland, where the first refugees went. And then I saw you in Kyiv with our brave president. And then I saw you everywhere in Ukraine. And the initiative that Liv started already helped us to get 20,000 orphans from Kharkiv and from other places, from Odessa, outside to safety. And now Liv is an ambassador of United 24. Liv, thank you so much. You are such an example of courage. You are an example of kindness, you are an example of compassion, and if we have more people like you, we will live in a much better world. And while Ukraine is fighting on the front line today, and literally people are fighting as we speak, and people are getting the wounded outside from the houses in Uman, where the rocket hit the whole residential section again, deliberately 2 days ago, I just want to say thank you to all, and we want to say thank you to you and congratulate you with this award. Thank you for being an inspiration for us. We all love you.
Thank you, Ambassador. Thank you, Tammy, for having me. I'll say something extraordinary about Tammy. I know how busy she is. And, you know, she assumed, as one would, that any actor probably didn't prepare remarks, so she wrote remarks for me this morning, which were really extraordinary. I'm sorry, Tammy. I'm not going to do them because I wanted to talk a little bit about you. You know, it's not unusual for me as an actor to be attributed qualities that I don't necessarily own, like character, emotions, abilities, even superpowers. But this is one that I'd like to own, so bear with me while I attempt the impossible. I'm actually not Ukrainian, Ambassador. I'm American, and I'm actually very, very proud of what that means, not just to me, but to my family. And probably most of all, to my grandparents and great-grandparents who risked their lives fleeing Eastern Europe to come to this country so that I could stand in front of all of you and say how lucky and proud I am to stand in front of all of you. I doubt there are many people in this room who don't have a grandparent or great-grandparent who didn't come from somewhere else, who didn't work double shifts, overtime, night shifts, canning fish, selling beer in bodegas, so that we could have the kind of opportunities that we have. And to me, that's what it means to be American. A nation of grandchildren. I really believe that that's what makes us great. And right now there's a lot of noise, particularly in the back of the room, but all over this country. And there's a lot of divisiveness. And just bearing that in mind is extremely important. So I want to thank many of you who are in this room who helped me to use my celebrity and your platforms to remind us all of our greatness and what it means to be American. That those values and principles are what define us. And they're exactly what the Ukrainian people are fighting for. The inalienable right to self-determination. It's what makes us the #1 destination in the world for anyone who's looking to improve their station in life. We've still got that going for us. And we have to remember, it's so important. So I wanted to thank all of you. I should also admit that I have an ulterior motive in being here. Like most actors who come to DC, I have a film to promote. But there is some continuity and context in my film. It's actually not a film, it's an extended series about Miep Gies, who is the extraordinary Dutch woman. She was the Otto Frank's secretary. And Miep was asked by her employer if he would hide him and his family. And she risked her life for over 2 years hiding the Frank family. The diaries wouldn't exist. Otto Frank wouldn't exist were it not for Miep Gies. And later on in her life, when someone asked her why she did this, where she found the courage to take this incredible risk for someone else, she wasn't even Jewish. Miep said, and this reminded me of that generation of Americans who fought in the Second World War, and even those who rushed off to Spain to fight fascism with no organized military. She said, even a secretary or a housewife or a teenager can turn on a small light in a dark room. And so I want to thank all of you and remind you all how valuable it is for us to continue turning on small lights in dark rooms. Thank you very much.
We have some other incredibly brave folks here today. I hope some of you have met the Navalny's. Yulia and Dasha are here, and I hope you've all seen the CNN film. And we're honored to have you here. We're glad you're here this weekend. It's a lot of support here. We pray for Alexei every day. Thank you so much for joining us. And I have to give a shout out to Amy Antilles. and CNN Films, who made this film way before anyone was talking about it and brought the whole world around. And I hope it all works. Thank you, Amy, so much. And now it's a real honor to introduce Maryland's newest governor, Wes Moore, who's deployed after 9/11 in the Army. Wes, please go.
Good morning, or good afternoon. It is absolutely wonderful to be here with each and every one of you. And first, I have to give a special shout out to Tammy, who not only, it's not just that your leadership makes us better, it's that your push for all of us to be better continues to inspire us every single day. Tammy, we love you and we're thankful for you. Bless you and thank you. And I'm going to be brief, but I just want to say that part of the reason that I love today and so thankful for this remarkable host committee for pulling all of this together, for everything that went into making today happen and make today matter, is what today is. Today is a celebration of patriotism. Today is a celebration of all of those who understand that patriotism is not a word that is easily given. And it's not a word that we should allow to be manipulated. That when we talk about what it means to be a patriot, that patriots are people who every single day stand up and lift each other up. That you cannot be a patriot if you claim to love this country, but you hate half of the people in it. That patriotism is something that is earned, and it is something that we will never surrender to anybody nor any group. And that when we're watching today and what we see today is a true celebration of people who take that word seriously. And people who understand that word needs defending. And so I'm proud of the fact that, before I decided to run for office, I was a military officer, and I served with the 82nd Airborne Division in Afghanistan. But I'm proud of the fact that I had the honor of serving with people who understood what the word patriotism meant. That there are people who are willing to go out in harm's way and leave their families and leave their homes because the nation asked them to serve and they raised their hands to serve. That I'm thankful for the fact that we are here surrounded by patriots who are members of the media and are journalists, who were right alongside us while we served overseas, and the only thing they had to protect them was a flak vest and writing along the stripes of their shirt that said journalists, because they understood how important it was that these stories were told and how we all deserve to understand the truth, and journalists who were willing to put their life on the line to make it so. And that we're surrounded by patriots, people who are leading nonprofit organizations, people who are leading families back at home, and people who understand that in order to love this country, it means you must serve it. And that includes people who I'm here and I'm proud to stand with today and always, people like Kathy Roth Duque and Sheila Kay from Blue Star Families Emeritus. And if I could ask them to actually join, if y'all, it's okay if you all join me up here on stage, please. And I'm proud to stand with both Kathy and Sheila as a core representation of what it means to serve. Because for their organization and organizations like Blue Star Family Emeritus, they understand that while we were serving overseas, we had good days, we had bad days, but one thing we always had was each other. And oftentimes the people who did not have that were the families who were left behind, The families who needed the support, the families who deserve the support, the families who earn the support, and the work that was happening with Kathy and Sheila was ensuring that for all of our families who are as much sacrificing and serving as those in uniform, that they would always be seen and heard and supported no matter where they were in this country. Patriots. People who understand that that word must actually mean something. And that patriotism does not mean waving a flag around. Patriotism means being willing to fight for your neighbors to make sure that they can have a better life as well. And that, by the way, I want to give a special acknowledgement also to those in uniform who are serving alongside those in Ukraine right now as well, who understood that their fight is our fight too. So we all understand we've got work to do, but let's remember today is a celebration of all of them and all of you who are willing to do the work. And one person who I know is also doing the work every single day is my friend, Craig Newmark. And Craig, if I can ask you to come up and join us as well. I have had the pleasure of serving with Craig on this. Is now going to be donating $500,000 to Blue Star Families Emeritus to address food insecurity in our military families. This is not just a critical investment, this is a worthy one. Because when we have people and families who are willing to serve our communities, there is no reason for them to have to ever worry about things like food insecurity as well. And Craig, on behalf and as a person who was a Blue Star family, I want to say thank you for always seeing us. And thank you for always believing in us. And thank you for always being willing to understand what it means to be a true patriot. Bless you, Craig, and thank you so much for your leadership and all you continue to do.
Folks, I feel pretty strongly that no family should have to choose between food and housing their kids. That's really true of the military families who protect us. This pisses me off. For the people in back, this pisses me off. When a family is moved to another state, it can get really bad. Too many military families are struggling when they should be welcomed, and they should be helped with housing, jobs, schools, and where to get all the stuff they need. Blue Star Families already makes a lot of good happen, and I'm trying to put my money where my mouth is. The gag check, for those who remember Publishers Clearinghouse, I'm not Ed McMahon. I don't think I'm doing good enough, so I need to make a change. Now, I'm trying to talk to patriots, people who take that word seriously. A lot more of my fellow tech moguls and stuff should really pony up the dough if they can. I've never used that phrase before in my life, but I grew up in New Jersey. This might be the nerd prom. I would like to remind people that I'm nerd patient 0. And like I say, a nerd's got to do what a nerd's got to do. Okay.
Let's hear it again. Henry Munoz. I want to talk about you now too, because Henry brought Funny or Die to us, and if you haven't read those super fun stories from them, and Funny or Die is one of our sponsors, McDonald's John Banner. By the way, Mark Hines kids want to know where the McDonald's food is. Where's the Mickey D's? Come on. Come on. I want to thank Uber for the discount code. I hope you guys. Wick, Chevron, I love that espresso bar. I don't know if you guys have gone. Woody Harrelson, you already heard my story. You can have a voice like this too. Try his vodka. And Versus Equity Morris, American Bar Vinoda, you're the best. The Castor Rum Bar too. Georgetown Cupcakes, Dog Tag Bakery, our great friend Connie Milstein. And I'm gonna wrap it all up. By bringing my friend Stephanie Rule back up. This is your chance, folks, to make up for being lousy guests. And you can join us in this moment to support Blue Check, support what Liev is doing, and support Craig and these veterans. And I'd like to ask all the hosts to come up too, please. Come on, all the co-hosts, let's go. Come on, Teresa. And we also have a special guest, maybe. Maybe the mayor is gonna come up. What do you think? All right, Mayor Bowser's coming to the stage.
We are almost done. Yes.
Okay.
All right, we are almost done. You know, a few minutes ago, I was feeling bad for us. I was feeling bad for Tammy that people weren't paying attention. But guess what? As Madeleine Albright once said, there's a special place in hell for women who don't help women. There is an extra special place in hell for people who don't take the time to honor Blue Star veterans, Craig Newmark rolling out $1 million for them, Liev Schreiber, and all the work he's done for Ukraine, the Ukrainian ambassadors, and Governor Wes Moore, who may go on to be the President of the United States of America. So we're going to take a minute to honor everyone who's here, because we're here this weekend celebrating this country, democracy, people who every day want to help fellow Americans get better and smarter, because everyone deserves to be financially secure, socially free, and physically safe. I am honored to be here. Let's remember this day, because 10 years from now, you're going to say, God, my body looked great 10 years ago. God, my hair was full. I had a great wardrobe. So let's take a moment. Everyone is going to pick up their phone. You all know how to do selfie mode because you've taken 100 already.
Hey, pick up your phone. We're watching you.
Ready?
Pick up your phone.
You're going to pick up your phone. You're going to turn around. Ready? You're going to turn around this way. Sorry. And you're going to take a quick selfie on the count of 3. And remember this amazing morning. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much, Tammy. Thank you for 30 years of awesome. I want to introduce the mayor with her final remarks.
One more honor. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Muriel Bowser. I'm the mayor of Washington, D.C. I had to make one final comment on behalf of all of the politicians, to all of the correspondents. We don't always love each other, but we always need each other. We need you to amplify messages, get out information, and start critical conversations. And you need us for content from way too early to the last word at night, and to make sure that we have a democracy and a government that works. We also need you in Washington, D.C. to support the greatest city in the world. And we know that you do that. And Tammy, you have been doing that for 30 years with this brunch. So on behalf of 700,000 Washingtonians, and with a big thank you to Mark and Sally I, We thank you for your investment in Washington, D.C. with the Washington Brunch. We acknowledge and honor the great Nerd Prom and the great work of our journalists. And we thank you. We thank you for your leadership, creativity, your business acumen, and supporting women. Thank you, Tammy. God bless you.
Go get a drink, everyone. Thank you. Thanks to all of you here. Oh, wait, we got one more speaker.
Go ahead.
First of all,
Hold on.
okay. First of all, I would like to thank you all for being here. It is really an honor just to be here. My parents being the host.
Good job, buddy.
Thank
Say
you.
thank you.
Thank you.